Okay, I did want to put together a digital lesson for you guys today. I know there was some confusion about your homework problems number, in particular problems 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm showing you these examples using blocks, but the same thing as the last chapter. If you're more comfortable using a table, you can solve it using a table. When you're watching on YouTube, you're going to want to really read this problem along with me. So in the bottom right-hand corner, you can press a button that will make the video full screen. I want you to watch this one in full screen. I'm going to read the problem. I want you to follow along. There were 4 times as many boys as girls at the school play. That means there are more boys than there are girls. You have to think about that. There are 4 times as many boys. So if there's 1 girl, then there are 4 boys. If 21 more girls showed up, there would be an equal number of boys and girls. How many children were at the school play? Well, as always, I would want you to make a note chart to make sure that you fully understand the problem. Let me show you 2 different ways how you could solve this problem. One using a table and the other using blocks. So we're going to start with actually the table method and really go through to make sure that we understand this. So at the school play, we have girls, we have boys, and we know that the difference between the girls and the boys is there are 4 times as many boys as girls. So the boys would be girls times 4. I'm going to put my little label up there. I showed you this prior using blocks, and I'll show you how to do this problem using blocks again. But once again, if you're more comfortable with a table, then go ahead and use a table. You need to think about what you're trying to find. Now, you know that the difference is going to be 21 because the problem says if 21 more girls showed up, there would be an equal number of boys and girls. So the difference we want to be 21. So I'm going to put right difference over here in 21. And we know we've solved the problem when we have 4 times as many boys as girls and there are 21 more boys. So we're going to go through this problem. I'm going to start with, we're going to use the same strategy that we've always used making a table, do it in 3 steps. If there are 10 girls then, there would be 40 boys because there are 4 times as many boys. The difference there would be 40 because 40 minus 10 is 30. We know we don't have it because we want the difference to be 21. So we want the difference to be a little bit less than 30. So I'm going to say we're going to look at the difference of 1. If there are 9 girls, then there would be 36 boys because 9 times 4 is 36. What's the difference between 36 and 9? The difference is 27. And you could do that on paper if you would like. You would go to the next step and say, okay, when girls went down 1, the total went down 3. Well, we're at 27. We want the total to be 21. So we want 6 less, which is 2 groups of 3. So let's make the girls 7 because each time when it was, if we went down to 8, our total would wind up being 3 less, 24. And we want it to be 21. So we're going to go down to 7, which means the boys would be 28. And 28 minus 7 is a difference of 21. So how many children were at the school play? You'd have to go back and add girls plus boys. 28 plus 7 is a total of 35. So the answer to this problem would be 35 children. And we just proved that using a table. If you're more comfortable using the blocks for this problem and you've really gotten comfortable with that, then that's fine. Here's how you would do it using blocks. There were 4 times as many boys as girls at the party. So you would say if this is girls right here, and we said that was 1 block, then the boys would be 4 times that. There would be 4 blocks because 4 times 1 block is 4 blocks. And that would be boys. Now we would say if there were 21 more girls showed up, there would be an equal number of boys and girls. Well, if 21 more showed up, it would be equal, which means the value of these 3 blocks, the difference here must be 21 because the boys have 21 more. Because if 21 more girls came, they would be equal. So the value of these 3 blocks combined must be 21. So each block would be 7 because 21 divided by 3 blocks would mean each block is 7. Now, to find the total, you would just add it all. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. All right, so that's how you could solve the problem, either using blocks or a table if you're still more comfortable with the table for this problem. The trick with the table is knowing how to set it up. Let's do another problem, and you can either use a table or blocks. I want you to pause it after I show you the problem and read through it. The problem says, here's where you're going to really need to think about how to set it up with a table. Tyler's bag contains 3 times as many seashells as Chase's bag. So Tyler's bag has 3 times as many, so it has more than Chase's bag. If Tyler gives 7 seashells to Chase, the 2 boys will have the same amount. What is the total number of seashells? I want you to press pause and either solve it using a table, which you really need to think about, or blocks. Press play when you're ready. All right, I'm going to show you how to solve this first using a table. Using a table, your categories, I'm going to put C first for Chase, then Tyler. And we know Tyler has 3 times as many, so it's going to be C times 3, Chase times 3. And the next category, I'm still going to think about it. We don't know what the total is. But we know if Tyler, the trick is to figure out when you know that you have an answer, using a table. That's really the trick to it. And it says if Tyler gives 7 seashells to Chase, they have the same amount, which means that the difference, Tyler must have 14 more seashells than Chase. Why? Because if Tyler has 14 more, when he gives 7 to Chase, he's going to have 7 less, and Chase will have 7 more. So that means he must start with 14 more so that they wind up even. Because if he just had 7 more and he gave 7 away, then Tyler's total would go down 7 and Chase's total would go up 7, and they wouldn't wind up having the same amount. So using this, a table, you just need to know how to set it up. You can start, if Chase has 10, then Tyler has 30, and the difference here is 20. Remember, we want the difference to be 14, and you'll see why in a second. So let's go down 1, 9 to 27, and you could do the math on your own, but the difference would be 18. And we saw when Chase went down 1, the total went down 2. We want the total to be 4 less because we want the difference to be 14. So we're going to go down 2 groups of 2, which will bring us to 7. So if Chase has 7, Tyler has 21, and the difference is 14. Here's what I mean. Now you can think about it. If Tyler has 21 and he gives 7 away, he's going to go down to 14. Chase will go up from 7 to 14. So they would have the same amount. And so if they give 7 away, they wind up at the same. So what is the total number of seashells? 7 plus 21 would equal 28. All right, let me show you how to solve this now if you thought about it using blocks. If you thought about it using blocks, you would have done, and this is kind of algebra here, Chase, and then you would have pulled a block out, and Tyler has 3 times as many. So if that's Chase, then Tyler is 1, 2, 3. And it says if Tyler gives 7 seashells to Chase, the 2 boys will have the same amount. Well, you just kind of need to see it visually. Tyler would be giving this many away. Because if he gave away one block, they would have the same amount. Now you know the value of this one block is 7. Because when he gives 7 away, they have the same amount. So when he gives that 7 away, they have the same amount. And if this block is 7, then these are all 7, and you wind up with 7 times 4, 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, which equals 28. Now, I think that way is a little bit simpler, but if you're not fully understanding that, then use the blocks, or use the table method.